Oh, no, am I on? I think I'm back on. Right. Okay. So yes, it's slightly more hectic than I realised it was going to be. I have to admit. So don't forget, the books are now live. You can order them because this is just if we have any American viewers, Mr. Kevin Decker, I am looking at you. Just to note that because this is a print on demand from Amazon, you can get it actually in the States, the paperback book as well, presumably without incurring huge delivery costs, although it's a bit weighty, so I don't know what the delivery cost will be on it anyway. Anyway, couple more readings. We mentioned the courtesans. One of them in particular has strayed very far from home. She was accompanying Private Reynolds, but where is she now? Amethyst blinked. A harsh white light overhead brought tears to her eyes. The illumination was far removed from the warm glow of the gas lanterns to which she was accustomed. She shivered, cold. The white light made her feel colder still. The room in which she was imprisoned was white all over, white walls, white floor, white ceiling. She assumed the door was white too, but it merged so well into the white walls that she got no idea where it was. Like the light above, the white walls felt hard and cold and not real, artificial. She knew that there must be eyes upon her behind the walls, eyes that were accustomed to this extreme illumination. She shivered again, fingers reaching for the comfort of the black ore pendant at her throat. Her throat was bare. The thing that had brought her to this place, the artificial man, the automaton with its smooth, attractive killer's face, had stripped the pendant from her. Its protection was gone. Her clothing was gone too. She could only assume the automaton had removed it while she lay helpless and unconscious. Her skin crawled at the thought of its hands upon her body, but she refused to cover herself. She was not ashamed of her flesh, cold though it might be. She was alone, separated from the boy Reynolds, for sake whose sickness she'd consented to come here, separated from the black ore pendant, and surrounded by the enemy. This time she tried to suppress the shiver, nearly managed it. She raised her chin. She would not give these people the satisfaction of seeing her fear, if indeed they were people. No one has ever seen them. No one but me. I will be the first. She wondered if that were true. Perhaps others had encountered the enemy. Perhaps they had not lived to tell. And what about Private Reynolds, who Amethyst had been accompanying? He was stricken by the disease at the end of book 2, but what can become of him? Grey in his nose, in his mouth, clogging his lungs, blocking his pores, weighing him down. Limbs would not move. Could he twitch his fingers? He tried, could not tell if they moved. Did he still have fingers? Grey. He was blind, but his eyes saw grey. Perhaps they were open, grey, sightless orbs like a statue staring forever at nothing. Perhaps the grey had cemented his eyelids shut for all eternity. Once the grey had been healthy pink skin. Then the blackness started at a tiny, tiny place on his foot. The grey had risen through him like a tidal surge, and now he was engulfed, drowning. It did not hurt, although he was not sure he could remember what pain felt like, or even that he could remember what remembering was like. All that he knew was that he was grey, grey as dust, grey as thunderclouds, grey as twilight. Soon that would be the extent of him. Dust, clouds, twilight. He should not be thinking, just listening to the grey noise of the grey rain falling from those grey clouds at dusk. Thunderclouds. Just for a moment, something bright, like a flash of lightning, illuminated the grey. Was there a storm? Was the rain real, not just part of the grey? Brightness again. In front, behind, he wasn't sure. He could not see it, just sensed it striking the grey earth, violently shocking the grey channels where once his blood had run red. He did not know if he could see it. The purple spiders that crawled now in his grey vision might just have been his imagination. Another flash registered within him in some indescribable way, pulsing, throbbing in time with the throb inside his head. Did his head throb? He was not sure. All he knew was grey, only grey. Something hot on his face. Could he remember what he'd felt like? No feeling anywhere else. No way to control his limbs, to clench his fists, to scream. Did he have limbs still? He hoped so. He very much wanted to have limbs, to be able to walk and to run, to pick things up, to hold someone's hand, even if only his mother's. He tried to focus on his mother's face, but his mind was dull, filled with dust, grit in his throat when he tried to swallow, dirt clogging his nostrils as he tried to breathe, clay filling his lungs, spreading further through his body with every breath. Only grey. Yet the lightning persisted. Another strike flashed through the grey mud that sealed his closed eyes, and he could hear, not just the grey noise of the endless grey rain, but something else. A high-pitched whine, not like the dreadful sounds made by the screamers and the skimmers as they whirled through the trenches and ground men to death with their serrated blades. Screamers and skimmers. He'd almost forgotten the words, almost forgotten the terror, almost. But now there was this noise, not grey, not dust, but sound. He could almost imagine words within this whine. Almost. Hard to imagine when he was so tired. Hard to focus on wine or flashing lights when he was so tired. Hard to do anything. Wine. Wine. Beer would be nice. He was so tired. He should stop now. Clay-bound lungs straining. Grit-filled throat, dry and sore. Mind full of dust. Dust. Yes. That was a cheery one. I am going to leave you now, and Cage of Crows will be performing for you. They were actually hosting a watch party, and we'll be dropping the links into the into the Facebook event, so you'll be able to follow it on there. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll join us very shortly for more stuff. Again, I'm going down here.